Hey everyone, have you heard of Tubolito? So RideNow has just came out with a Tubolito equivalent of inner tube. Now let's get started. Ride on! Hey everyone, Zach here back with another video. So I make cycling related content from product review, route review and also my cycling journey. Do check out my channel if you're into this kind of stuff. So today we are going to talk about the most affordable upgrade that you can make to your bike, and it really makes a difference onto your handling and also your performance. So I'm talking about inner tubes. So inner tube comes with varieties of options. There are three main ones, which is the butyl tube, your standard inner tube, latex tube, and also a TPU tube, which is the most latest and advanced one. So each of these three inner tubes comes with different performance value and also weight penalties. But I will not go into details about all these three products because you will find tons of comparisons in YouTube and also the internet. As a summary, butyl tubes as shown over here, these are the standard common tubes that you can find in all the road bikes. And of course, the performance gain to the next level will be the latex tube, and the highest performance gain will be the TPU tube and also the lightest. Of course, we are not going to talk about a tubeless tire because that is worth another video, so do stay tuned if I were to upgrade into a tubeless tire later on. I'm sure you guys heard of Tubolito, but today I'm going to show you a product which costs 1/3 the price of Tubolito, and that product that I'm mentioning is RideNow Race Formula. So this product has been recently launched into the market, which you can get it around 50 ringgit or so, which costs 1/3 the price compared to a Tubolito. But of course, in this video we are going to find out how well does this product performs, what are the weights and the performance gain that you can get it from this product itself. But a quick disclaimer, I'm not a professional cyclist, I'm just a cycling enthusiast, so the comments that I'm about to make about this product is just based on my opinion. Also, this product is not sponsored and I'm going to give you my honest opinion. With that out of the way, let's start with the unboxing and the installation process. Let's go! Okay, so here is the box that we're going to do a quick unboxing. As you can see over here, a simple packaging, RideNow Race Formula Bicycle Inner Tube. We're going to see super light, long lasting and 100% recyclable. Over here it claims it's 39 grams, okay, for disc brake as well as rim brake. And then the sizes, so this is specifically for 700C and 28 inch race formula, and we have the RideNow logo up here. Okay, so let's open the box. So we have the inner tube itself. For the first impression, it feels thin actually, and very smooth material. As this is the hose, and they give a rubber ring over here and a cap. Okay, and it also comes with an instruction manual over here right now, which we will never read. Yeah, so let's put this aside. Apart from that, I also got this patch kit. So I highly recommend you guys, if you guys want to try out this tube, I would also recommend you guys to get this patch kit. As you guys know, this ain't cheap. It's about 48 ringgit and you don't want to get it and you puncture it and you cannot fix it. So we're going to maximize the use from this thing with this patch kit. So what we get from the patch kit, we have a 6 small patch, 6 large patch, 5 alcohol tissue and 1 tube of glue. Okay, so let's see. So we have the glue over here, rubber cement, okay, and we have the patch. Oh, it's the same material as the tube itself, which is very good, very light. And what else we have in the box? The alcohol patch. So we have the alcohol patch. Hoping there's an instruction manual. So this is what I'm hoping for. There is an instruction manual to teach you how to use the tube. So you can see over here. Alright, that's all. So highly recommend you guys to get this patch kit if you guys want to try the tube itself. Alright, so here I got my trusty weight measurement, just a rough estimation. I got this standard butyl tube, which you can get it for cheap. Actually is around 15 to 18 ringgit, but definitely below 20 ringgit for this one. So let's measure the weight. So as you can see here, 135 grams approximately, and this comes with a metal hose. Alright, so okay, standard tube. Alright, so now we're going to check on this ultralight inner tube, the pink one. Whoa. Okay, the one I got here is about 33-34 grams. It's lighter than what it claims here. That's interesting. But yeah, so to give you a bit context, one is 135 grams and 100 gram saving for this inner tube. Alright guys, so we're going to do a quick installation onto my wheel over here. So currently this is running a standard butyl tube. So for context, we're going to do a quick weight measurement for this wheel set itself. So I got my trusty weight measurement over here. So right now the total is about 1.37. So yeah, let's start with the installation for this RideNow tube. Let's go. Okay, so just got my tube out. So I'm going to install this RideNow inner tube. But for the first impression, I'm a little bit worried honestly, because the material you use here is TPU, but at the same time it also feels very thin. Anyway guys, if you want to install this, do take note on during the installation process, make sure you don't puncture it, especially with your tool over here. So yeah, let's try to put this on. Okay, all the wheels are seated. Right now the only thing left to do is they come with this small O-ring over here instead than the standard one. The standard one is a metal screw cap. I'll show you if you can see that. Alright, yeah. So this one goes outside instead than inside, yeah, just like that. And we have the cap. So it's fully seated in the bit, in the rim or the wheels. So hopefully there's no leaking. So far there's none. Now let's check on the weight. Okay, the final weight will be 1.22. So it's about 100 grams saving per wheel. That's interesting. So yeah, I hope this show you something about the basic installation. One thing to note is I definitely think that the material might feel a little bit thin, but while you are using it or trying to install it, do be cautious of it. Make sure that you don't fold the tube, or if you are using tools like I did, like these tools, make sure you don't pinch the tube. Another thing is during inserting the air into the tube, one thing to note is on this thing, just make sure that you don't use this and to poke it deep into the wheel, so to prevent puncture or leaking over here, because we want to protect the tube. So that's about it for the installation. Just take note on that. Now let's go to the next section. Alright guys, so right now I'm outside. A quick disclaimer, I'm already using this RideNow tube for a few rides now. I have some idea on how this tube performs and how well it feels on the road. But I'm not going to give you a technical or a statistic on how many watts I save or how much, I'll say, time I save for this. From the beginning, when I started use this RideNow tube, immediately I can feel the difference in terms of comfort, speed, and also rolling resistance. Well, for comfort wise, it's not really harsh on the road. I don't know whether it's because the PSI I pump it on the tube itself or not. But for me, I usually use my tube around 80 PSI and I weigh around 60 kilograms. But that works for me lah. It might differ from you guys. So in terms of comfort wise, yeah, it does perform very well. So for the performance of this tube is actually quite impressive, to be honest. If you compare it to the price that you will need to pay to get the expensive counterpart such as Turbolito. Well, for the first ride that I did with this tube, actually quite surprising, I would say. So when I have this tube on my bike, and the first ride I did is definitely feels much more faster and smoother when compared to my original butyl tube.
To put in context is that let's say that I'm pedaling at a certain speed. Originally with the built-out tube, I definitely hold around 28 to 30 kilometers per hour. But when I use this RideNow tube, it feels like the wheel is much more lighter and the resistance is less. So I can go faster definitely for around 32 kilometers per hour to 35, no problem, easily. And it feels really smooth, I have to say this, when sprinting. So as for rolling resistance wise, I definitely can feel that the wheel rolls much more easier when compared to using a latex tube. So it feels much more fast, or should I say efficient, when you put down the stroke or the pedal when you are on the bike. So definitely less resistant on the pedal, something that I can't explain on this video, but you have to try it on yourself. So definitely, as what people say outside, changing to either a tubeless or this TPU tube definitely helps in improving the performance. Yeah, something to consider. Next will be the weight. So for each tube saves around, as you can see from the video, save around 100 grams per tube. So 2 tires equivalent to 200 grams weight saving. So in my opinion, saving 200 grams with just 48 ringgit per tire is definitely a stealer, because this will definitely help you, especially during a climb. Well, while using this bike, the RideNow tube, while doing a climb, it definitely improved a lot, especially for the weight saving. So there are other things that I noticed from this wheel. One thing that most stand out to me is the sound that produced from this tube. I'm not sure whether you can hear this, but try to hear this and see. So I'm not sure whether you can hear that or not, but to my ears, when I use the original built-out tube, definitely don't have this sound. But when I use this ultra lightweight RideNow tube, I can feel like the tires, or the inside of the tires, is hollow. Partly maybe it's due to the fact that the tube is so thin and so light that it feels like virtually there is no tube inside. Maybe something similar to a tubeless tire, I'm not sure, but I hope that I will have a chance to try tubeless tire later on. But anyway, yeah, there's something for you to note from this tube. Now I know I keep talking about the benefits of using this RideNow ultralight inner tubes, but anyway, don't be hasty and just straight up go and buy this tube. Let me explain. For example, of the things or the issues that I face with this tube will be the pressure leakage or the air leakage from the tube. Now it's very inconsistent. Why I would say that is that I installed on both of the wheels, front and back, but my back wheel able to keep the pressure longer, and I don't have to top up the pressure so often. But for the front tire, I have problem where the tube does not keep the pressure that well, and usually after few days, 1 or 2 days later, the tube is flat already. So that is something, a small hassle I would say, to purchasing this tube. That is why a good practice for this tube is that you need to check the tire every often to make sure that you don't just go out and then you notice your tire has no pressure on it. So that is one thing to bear in mind. So the next thing I would say is the quality of the tube itself. Now I did a small test on the tube by just pumping up the air pressure without inserting into the tire. I bought 3 originally, so 2 tubes out of the 3 has no problem with retaining the pressure, and it don't overstretch. But for the 3rd tube, it has a bulge at one spot area. So out of a big circle, there's one section of the tube is bulging up. Now I'm no expert on that, but definitely you don't want to put tube like that into the tire. Definitely it's a problem. So hit or miss quality, but yeah, for the price you pay, I think that's what it is, I guess. The last part I want to say will be the valve cap. So the valve cap, recently I've just broke one already, so I need to replace the tube. Let me just show you the picture over here. So as you can see from the picture, the valve cap totally just broke off from the plastic tubing. So let me show you here. As you can see in the picture, this whole thing just dropped off from this plastic tube over here. I believe there is a quality issue over there, but as a technique to prevent that from happening, just screw this gently, not so tight, and just enough. Once it's tight, I mean it's already just locked in place, you don't overturn it, because if you screw this too tight, the whole valve will just come off and render this whole tube unusable. So basically that's about what I've experienced with this tube. Now I also checked with some of my friends that also use this tube. Basically they also face similar issue, whether the tube able to keep the pressure of the tire. So they also face a similar issue. Anyway, he has no problem with it. He just pump his tire every time before a ride. But overall, he also enjoyed this tube. Yeah. Now, would I recommend this inner tube to all of you guys? I would say yes and also no. So I will put into this perspective. If you are the type of person who don't mind the quality problem, or maybe there is no warranty for this tube, or you want to try something on a budget to get some improvement from the performance of your bike, or trying something like similar to Turbo Little, I would say by all means go ahead, try it. I bet you will enjoy the experience. But bear in mind, the problems that I face might not happen to you. And for the no reason will be, if you are a person that just wants something that works and you don't want to have the hassle or the troubleshooting or the problems that you might face with this tube, by all means just go ahead with Turbo Little. You will be much more happier like that. Although the price is much more expensive, 140 ringgit, which I don't really recommend it. But anyway, if you all are the type of person that don't want to have this problem, yeah, just go on it. And also, you enjoy 2 years or lifetime warranty, I'm not so sure. You have a warranty for Turbo Little tube. Okay, hopefully I'm able to deliver you some experience of mine for this RideNow inner tube to you guys. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. Give me a like if you did, and share this with your friends. Consider to subscribe and ring the notification bell so you won't miss my future content. So hopefully I will do another more review or more reviews to come in the future. Till next time, eat, sleep, cycle, ride on.